Which brings us to a story that is sadly all too common. Because last night, there was another horrific mass shooting in America, this time in Lewiston, Maine, where 18 people were killed and more than a dozen injured. This is unfathomable darkness, and there are no words to describe the sickening grief and horror. The suspected shooter, who, as of this taping, is still at large, reportedly has a history of mental health issues, including hearing voices, who had also threatened to shoot up a National Guard base, and who was committed to a mental health facility for 2 weeks over this past summer. Yet, he was still able to get guns. Now, we know the arguments. Some people are going to say this is a mental health issue. Others are going to say it's a gun issue. But there's no reason it can't be both. For instance, some people are going to look at this tragedy and say, we don't have enough guns in America. That alone proves some of us are mentally ill. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. It doesn't matter where the answers come from Republicans or Democrats or independents. There's no reason for this to be a partisan issue. Humans are dying. This is a human issue. And at times like this, you can feel powerless, but you're not, because you can make this the issue you vote on. And I promise you, no matter what side of the aisle you presently sit on, you will not be alone, because 86% of your fellow Americans want universal background checks before any gun purchase. A majority of your fellow Americans want a ban on assault-style weapons. More than 80% of Americans want Congress to do something, anything, to prevent mass shootings. So ask your representative, what will you do? And if they don't have an answer immediately at hand, if they say it's too soon to talk about this, that means they've never really given it any serious thought, because they have had plenty of time since Uvalde and Marjorie Stoneman Douglas and Sandy Hook and the Pulse nightclub. So if they don't have an answer now, they will never have an answer. Now, we do have a new Speaker of the House, a self-professed, devoutly religious man who on his first day in office addressed this unspeakable tragedy. Let's hear what his new ideas are.
This is a dark time in America. We have a lot of problems, and we're really, really hopeful and prayerful. Prayer is appropriate in a time like this, that the evil can end and this senseless violence can stop. And so that's the statement this morning on behalf of the entire House of Representatives. Everyone wants this to end, and I'll leave it there.
Why would you leave it there? Is that what you think produces hope, just leaving it there and walking away from the problem? We're already capable of hope and prayer ourselves. You're capable of governing, theoretically. And I'm sorry if that sounds like too hard of a job for you. If that seems like too hard of a job, you know who's really got a hard job now? The people in Lewiston, Maine. That is hard. Now, they'll get through it. They shouldn't have to. But people do get through this. And there are very few people like Mainers. I know Mainers. I love Mainers. They're strong people. They've got moxie. Literally, it's the name of the official state soft drink. It tastes like carbonated cough syrup, but they drink it anyway. Because Mainers are tough. These are people whose idea of a beach is a collection of jagged rocks near freezing water. Their state flower, the Maine state flower, and this is true, is a frickin' pine cone. But they will get through this because they don't have a choice. They can't leave it there. They have to face this tragedy, and you have to face your responsibilities. And I dare anyone in power to show a fraction of the courage of all the families who have faced their tragedies and faced our failure to change. We've got a great show for you tonight.